Welcome back to CBS This Morning. New York City was once the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak here in the U.S., but this morning, after nearly 3 months of being shut down, the city is beginning phase 1 of its reopening. And as states reopen across the country, 17 have reported an increase in average daily new cases compared with 2 weeks ago. And that is raising concerns among some health experts that there could be trouble ahead. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, is in New York City. David, good morning. So here we go. What does phase 1 look like?
Well, Tony, construction projects can restart, manufacturers can fire up their floors again, and non-essential retailers like Stouffer and Boots can reopen. It's a mom and pop shop. They are a kids clothing boutique. They'll deliver. You can't go inside and browse, but you can come right here, curbside pickup, and they'll put what you need right outside the door. Listen, there were a lot of businesses in this area of the Upper West Side of Manhattan that had to close down because of the shutdown. They just couldn't afford the rent. So you can't imagine how happy this woman who owns this place is to have that door open behind me.
It's so personal when it's a small store, and I really feel connected to my customers, and I just feel like I haven't seen them in so long.
That's Stephanie Goldstein. She owns Stouffer and Boots. She says while they were closed, her online business really took off.
How much do you pay in rent a month for the store?
Oh, you'll cry. It's close to $24,000.
Has this made you think about, maybe I should do this online? Because I've done pretty well online.
No.
Why?
I love having my store.
Officials estimate 400,000 New Yorkers will return to work today, 80 days after the city went on lockdown. Bill de Blasio is the mayor.
Every New Yorker should celebrate as our achievement together, your achievement, because you did the hard work to fight back the coronavirus.
To date, more than 200,000 residents have tested positive for the virus. The death toll is estimated to be just over 21,000. Now, the next phase of reopening could be just weeks away. But after months of hard-won progress against the coronavirus, there are concerns that the massive demonstrations in the wake of George Floyd's death could have given the virus a chance to spread again. Just listen to the governor, Andrew Cuomo.
We've tested everything else. We've measured everything else. Everything was going fine. Then we had these large number of protests. We don't know what the effect of those protests are. And we're concerned about it.
And that concern isn't specific to New York City. This was Washington, D.C. on Sunday. Tens of thousands of people have marched there over the last 10 days. About a week before those protests started, Dr. Deborah Birx of the White House Coronavirus Task Force said this.
The #1 metro with the highest positivity rate is the District of Columbia.
Dr. Birx also called attention to the rates of positive cases in Chicago, where tens of thousands of people protested there over the weekend. And she warned that cases were still rising in Minneapolis. Since George Floyd was killed there on May 25th, that city has been the site of some of the largest memorials and demonstrations around the country.
Well, look, we're certainly going to see transmission coming out of these gatherings. There's no question about that.
That is the former FDA Commissioner, Scott Gottlieb. He told Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan that people who attended protests in any U.S. city should maintain social distancing and take extra precautions, like avoiding the elderly.
These are occurring in hot spots. We're likely to see cases go up. I think trying to tease out what the contribution is from the protests versus the contribution just of the general reopening is going to be hard.
Here in New York City, there are 15 testing sites set up just to test people who went to the demonstrations. The governor of New York is hoping they're able to test 35,000 people every day now that the city is starting to reopen. And Gail, I cannot tell you how exciting it was to come from my apartment to this store and look down the blocks and see doors open, lights on, and people inside.
I feel you, David. I feel you. Listen, but I think people need to remember, just because we're reopening doesn't mean it's over, so you have to be careful. That said, I don't know what a Stouffer is, but I sure like to look at that store, Stouffer and Boots. Very nice. Makes you want to do something over there.
Touché.
Thank you, David. Thank you.